Ready? All right. Welcome to what I call the larger farm. It's a farm that we did a lot of work on last couple years. Had a farmhouse over here, had an older barn that we really tried to save that was in that spot. And we got to working on things with the idea we was going to save that old barn that used to sit there. And after we looking at it, we decided we need to tear it down. And then we decided to take the house down as well. And pretty soon all we were left with was the tool shed that we see right here. And then we went ahead and built this barn. Added 4 grain bins over here. We got started into building the barns and the grain bins and realized we needed a bunch of dirt. And one day we was out here on a Saturday morning and tried to figure out a way to get a lot of dirt. And we ended up just digging that pond to get some dirt. We ended up bringing about 500 loads of dirt over here for the pad. Brought another 500 loads of dirt over here for the barn or so. And we come out here in the field, built the pad up. Put together 4 grain bins, basically to hold all my grain, farm approximately 500 acres. Along with Jesse Pullman, we farm together. He farms 300 acres, got about 800 acres total. Between these 4 grain bins I've got at my other farm that I call the skunk farm, I'm able to hold all my grain, and then Jesse's got grain bins over at his dad's and at his house, where he's able to hold all of his grain. So we've got the grain bins in place here. We've had them in place now a couple years. One thing we did do, kind of come up towards the end of the project, is pour cement around it, just a lot easier for cleanup and weeds and things of that nature. We've got 2 dryers on Ben. We've got a dryer on number 2 and number 4, along with stirrators. And then on number 1 and number 2, they're just fans, storage only. We can hold 20,000 bushel here, 20,000 bushel there, 15,000 here because of stirrator, another 15,000 here because of stirrator. Something that we did go ahead and do is, in order to be efficient, kind of nice, we had 4 beds. We was able just to do 2 sets of ladders. We're able to share about 2 ladders instead of 4 sets. It works for all 4 bins. Something we're able to do there. When we get to unloading, Jesse owns this electric unload auger. We're able to plug it in. Don't have to have a tractor in front of it. Works pretty nice because it can get kind of drug out, moving grain out, anymore. So that's really it with the grain bins. We've got this barn that we kind of put together a year and a half ago. We went ahead and kind of come up with this pad area for washing. Kind of ended up a lot of dirt, mud in the driveway, and in order to eliminate the mud and the dirt, we went ahead and we put this pad down. Got an angle down towards the grass. I've got this tied into my soft water in my barn, and I'm able to use soft water out here power washing. I've got 3 30-foot wide, 16 feet high garage doors here. Looks like he's getting her opened up here. And then here we've got a combination of my equipment and Jesse's equipment. Jesse and Sheldon pretty well take care of the planting, combining. I've got the hopper wagons, the grain cart, and we just work together. And then I work my own ground. Jesse works his own ground. And this was a new addition this year. It's 550. I call it Molly. If it's red, if it's not red, it doesn't come into this shed. So you'll see that. I know, different than what you guys are used to over there, I guess, all that green. But if it's not red, we don't make it in here. Or if it's not green, or it's got to be red to come into this shed. So no green. And something my boy Logan came up with. He had this Uber sign. This drew a lot of attention. Had a lot of fun with the Uber sign. Actually, we're just plug out. The battery's not on right now, but that drew a lot of attention. People are really wondering why that Uber sign was in there. But my boy had that and gave that to me, and hell, I used it the whole time I was working ground here a couple weeks ago. So, like I I say, right now we're working ground with this 550. I've got the 30-foot field cultivator. Yeah, it's a real overkill. It really wasn't the reason why I bought it. I bought it for this 9-shank ripper that I'll show you that I'll use in the fall. But I tell you, it sure works nice with this thing. I mean, I'm able to run 8 miles an hour. If I'm not careful, I'll get up to 10 and a half and start bouncing, which happened a few times, about 4 and a half a few times. So we tried to eliminate that. So, but it's really efficient. It's got the auto guidance in it, and you know, you're able to really be efficient. And you know, I think productivity between being able to stay consistently 8 miles an hour and the guidance and keeping me, you know, not overlapping. I think I probably overlap more than most guys. Probably gain 20-30% time, you know, on being able to get the field cultivating done. We could probably get 18 to 20 acres an hour done with this 30-foot setup, and Molly pulling her 8 miles an hour. So this is for the field cultivating. And then we've got, this is the real reason I really like, Jesse and I have really learned to have good luck. You know, there's a lot of right ways to farm. You know, our way is we like to rip the ground, you know, rip it all, bean ground, corn ground, and then come in with the field cultivator in the spring. And, you know, I did have a 527B 5-shank ripper that I've used now for about 8 years straight, 8 or 9 years. And then this year we did this upgrade, and this is a 9-shank 875 case. It's got the electronic stuff with it where you can go ahead and tie it all in. You can adjust, there's 5 settings on here. You can adjust all the settings with from in the tractor. There's no messing with the weight, no messing with these. It's all done in the tractor. You know, all 5 settings, depths, so forth, from in there. And once you set the disc height, the rolling basket, all that, you know, whenever you can set that at 12 inches, and then all you got to do is make an adjustment on your shanks, and it'll automatically adjust with it. And it'll also can track your depths throughout the field and GPS your field through the whole thing. Now, how I'm going to use all that information, or is it all really necessary? Time will tell. Hell, I don't know. I just know when I bought this at Apple's, hell, they had it available and it was on it, so we're going to give her a whirl. So this is, like I say, this is what we do in the fall, and then that's what we do in the spring. And then Jesse will get into his combines and his planting equipment here in just a little bit. This is my, my grain cart. You know, we generally pull that with my 315 that I've got over here, or we generally pull the Jesse 89 or his case tractor. He pulls it with that, and then the 315 may pull it this fall. We'll see. I've got 315 here. Yeah, Jesse 7110 is generally what pulls the grain cart. Then we've got the 315 here that we did use to pull my 527 5-shank. This year it's going to, like I say, pull a grain cart, pull hopper wagons, whatever. That's where we're at right now. It was an ideal fit for this field cultivator. May go back to that next spring, don't know, but I kind of like that too in front of it. So we'll just have to see how that all pans out. In addition to that, we've got a seed tender that we can show you in the other barn towards the end here. That's a new addition this year. We've got our beans and our corn over here in bulk. Our corn's in bags, our beans are in bulk. And kind of just getting a little older, a lot less lifting, plus saved a couple $1,000s, over time. I think it sort of pays off, So that's really it. Got the starter fertilizer right there ready to go. And then Jesse, you can just get into your stuff here.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I've been here for about 10 years. We started off small, farmed with my dad, kind of grew from there, as Nick told you. Farmed about 800 acres together with him. Equipment ain't real elaborate. 12-reel Kinsey planter here. I know Nick said if it's not red, leave it out of the shed, but there's an exception to the blue Kinsey planters. They're simple, stupid, do a nice job for us. I got 2x2 fertilizer in the back of the Banjo 360s. I placed fertilizer 2 inches on each side of the seed trench. Works real good. We run a little sulfur and zinc with our 28 when we plant. This planter's got auto shut-offs on the clutches, driven by GPS. That's kind of a nice necessity to have. Drag chains close the seed trenches up here. Real good luck with this planter. It's been good. Added a tractor this year for our bean planter. My son Sheldon is going to plant our beans this year. Just a 8-row, 15-row Kinsey planter. As Nick said, we do all conventional tillage, no-till. We put on board this 145 I bought this year. So that should work out pretty nice for us. But pretty simple setup. As far as the fall, like Nick said, I do all this combining. I got a 2577 here. Run a 30-foot grain table, just a conventional 30-foot head, and then run a 6-row Drago head with it. Saves a lot of butt shelling with our corn. We run an iFarm on the grain cart where we can map all our yields on our fields as far as yields, test weight, moisture. Pretty nice asset we get done. We can email, to our computers and have it for crop insurance purposes. But yeah, it's been good. Farm's a good way of life, so that's about all I got. If Nick wants to finish up here with the seed tender, I'm sure he'd be happy to show you that.
Alrighty, we'll head back over to the shop.
You got it? LC 290 seed tender, J&M. Picked it up this year at Apples. Haven't used it yet. Fixing to use it here in the next week or so, hopefully. Just for beans. We've got our corn in bags, and the beans are in bulk. It swings out, and then you can dump your beans in, and then it feeds them right into the top, and then you can flip her back around, feed the seed right into your planter. It's got this extender that you can come put right on the end there, and pretty well takes care of it. And then we've got the 28 tank here, 1,600 gallons for starter fertilizer, 28, etc. And then we'll just go ahead. And then we've got this. This is the conversation piece. The Winneman farm that I purchased here last September found this in there. It's got a hole all the way through it. Big question is how on earth did they do that years ago? We think maybe it's a water pipe. I don't know, somehow they bored a hole inside the thing. Nobody knows. So time will tell, I guess.
Yep.
If anybody can figure out what's going on with this thing. But this is an old water pipe or something, so.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Alright, well this is what he means by one set of stairs for each bin. You just got the stairs coming up here and go up each bin. That's what I'm talking about in the other video the other day with the camera. Still gotta figure it out yet, but gonna try and do something with it for you guys. Well, that pretty well sums it up here, so hope you guys liked it, for all you red guys out there too. But hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.